So the Project Search Transition to Work program is a unique business-led one-year employment preparation program that takes place entirely at the workplace. So we have total workplace immersion that facilitates a seamless combination of classroom instruction with me. We have career exploration, hands-on training through the work site, which is Iowa State. And then the program culminates in the program culminates into an individualized job development. So here are the ones that are Project Search. Hold on. There we go. I just muted everybody that's not me, just so we don't get the background info. So here is everybody who's, well, I shouldn't say everybody, because there's a lot of people involved with Project Search, but here's kind of our core organizational team. So we have the ARC of Story County, which employs me, and I work very closely with our director, who helps me to facilitate the program and put on a seamless year. We have Iowa State University, which is the host site. So we provide, the ARC of Story County provides the instructor, which is me, and then Iowa State provides the internship sites and the classroom. We also have Iowa Workforce Development, which would be our lovely Carla Reynolds. You'll see her in, she's also attending our meeting today. Voc Rehab assists with funding and job support. And then we have the Project Search curriculum as a whole. That is what we use to implement our lesson plans throughout the year. Okay, so here's kind of everybody who's on the team. We have Trisha Crane, who is with the ARC. She is our executive director. We have me, Samantha Wyatt, with the ARC, and I'm the Project Search instructor. We have Dr. Linda Lind, who is the ISU Business Liaison and the School of Ed Supervisor. And we have Carla Reynolds with Iowa Workforce Development. She is our Vocational Rehabilitation Counselor. So for our history, Project Search was developed at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Medical Center, sorry. Erin Riley was the director of the Cincinnati Children's Emergency Department, and she felt like because the hospital served a lot of individuals with developmental and physical disabilities, it made sense that they should also commit to hiring people in that population. So Erin and Susie formed a partnership in 1996. They created the first Project Search, and it just kind of blew up from there. We do have Project Searches in almost all 50 states and in many, many countries. The last time I looked, there was over, I want to say there was over 1,000 Project Searches in the world. So, I mean, it's a program that has gone on for a long time, and it's actually moved to other countries, which is very exciting. I actually got to be a part of an email chain with a university that's starting, a university program that's starting in Australia. So they got to hear about my Project Search and what we've been doing. And I got to talk to them about, giving them advice and talking about our program and what I would recommend that they implement in their program as well. So it's been a lot of fun. Our typical day of an intern starts at 8:30 a.m. We typically have our students arrive anywhere between 8 and 8:15, just so they are ready to go as soon as 8:30 starts. For the first hour, from 8:30 to 9:30, we have classroom instruction. So we have an abundance of different classroom topics that we go over. We also have hands-on internships, which would be the 9:30 to 2 o'clock portion. Our interns go through at least 3 different rotations throughout the year, so they get at least 3 different experiences within an employment setting. And all of these internships are on the Iowa State campus. So our classroom is on the campus and our internships are also on the campus. And then at the end of the day, we come together and we review what went on that day, what went well, what we could work on. They answer questions that I have for them based on what we talked about in the morning class, just to make sure that everybody's understanding and able to comprehend and process what we've been talking about. And then everyone gets to go home at 2:30. So it's a pretty nice, smooth day. Here are some of our classroom topics that we talk about. We always start every single year with 2 weeks of orientation and team building. During orientation, we cover all of these pre-employment areas that they need to know before starting an internship on the campus. We go over campus safety, how to ride SciRide. We do transportation training to and from their houses if they're planning on taking SciRide to get to and from Project Search. And we just spend that time getting to know each other and figuring out how we work as a team. We also talk about social and communication skills, self-advocacy, technology literacy, financial literacy, health and wellness, and healthy relationships. And then everything comes together to fit the mold of employability skills. Everything that we talk about throughout the year has some segue into employability skills. Additional things we do mock interviews with members of the community to practice those interview skills and build their confidence in themselves. We do class speeches, and our students have the opportunity to speak to Dr. Linda Lynn's Intro to Special Education class. So that is a class that is typically full of Iowa State students who want to be teachers. And so they get to learn from our students about their experiences in high school and in school in general. And then they get to ask our students questions, and our students get the chance to present about themselves and kind of build their confidence about themselves as well. Some of our internship sites. Now, this is in no way all of our internship sites, but here's just a kind of a short list of some of them. We have transportation services, which has all of the Iowa State fleet vehicles. Vehicles come in, they do car detailing, they do oil changes, they can work in the office. So there's an abundance of things they can do there. Printing and copy services, which does all of the materials for Iowa State campus. Athletics, Ryman Gardens, Student Engagement Office, Parks Library, Alumni Association, dining services, which, I mean, we're in all of dining services, whether that be the cafes, the dining halls, the convenience stores, the bakery, all of it. We just kind of figure that out based on what their needs are and then what our students want to learn. We have the School of Education. We have the ISU Economic Development and Industry Relations, and we have Vet Med. If we don't have an internship site that fits what the intern wants to learn, we do have the possibility of doing externships, but as much as possible, we try to use Iowa State. If they have a facility where we can send an intern to gain those skills, then we'll use Iowa State. Some of the family expectations are to support the intern working competitively in the community. Our goal for Project Search is that these students will graduate, gain employment, and be successful in their employment in the community. So the support of their family and guardians is immense. Participate in employment planning meetings. We have a meeting once a month at the end of the month to talk about what's going well, what we can work on, and just kind of give an update to the whole team. Assist with transportation to the program and job if necessary, and communicate any questions or concerns with the Project Search team. We like to have open communication between the families and us, because that way we're all on the same page and we can all help support the intern in the best way possible. Some benefits to the participant include internship training experiences within Iowa State University, competitive, transferable, and marketable job skills, increased independence, confidence, and self-esteem, individualized coaching, hands-on learning, direct instruction, and daily feedback. And then we get to build relationships with Iowa Vocational Rehabilitation Services and other partners. We do follow the Iowa State academic calendar. However, over winter break, while Iowa State students get 4 weeks off, we take 2 weeks. And then the other 2 weeks, we go into the community and we learn about the different businesses within the community. We learn about the different programs that are offered in the community. And we use that time to cover some of those things that are more intense that we need to learn about. We talk a lot about safety. We start interviewing each other, and we do mock interviews with members of the community. We really utilize those 2 weeks that we have to help them better understand our community and gain some more job skills. Here are some benefits to the ISU departments. Individuals with disabilities bring a diversity that enlightens the institutional atmosphere. The culture of the workplace is enhanced. Individuals with disabilities are able to do very complex work with the correct training and supports. And then I always like to include this message from Butch Hansen. He is one of the first supervisors that we had when we started Project Search. And he is still to this day one of our biggest advocates. So here's what Butch has to say.
Good morning. My name is Butch Hansen, and I'm the shop manager at Iowa State University Transportation Services. I've been involved with Project Search since February 15th, 2018. That is the very first day that I met Linda Lind, and upon meeting her, we absolutely just clicked. I was so excited about her program and how she explained everything to me. In my initial meeting with my staff, there was some hesitation amongst a few. Just the usual questions and uncertainties about something new. It took our first intern and about 1 hour to change the entire culture within our department. From that point on, we look so forward to each and every new intern. I'd like to be able to provide a list of our interns' accomplishments. However, I could take up an entire day trying to think of all of them. Working with our interns and figuring out their strengths and working with them on their weaknesses gives me the most self-satisfaction. Providing our interns every opportunity I possibly can, not only for the potential new job or career following Project Search, but simply to be the best version of themselves in everyday life that they can be. Nothing is more rewarding than having a past intern call, text, or drop me a note. Perhaps to be a reference on an upcoming interview, perhaps to let me know that they are down 30 pounds just by cutting out pop and candy and encouraging me that I could do the same thing if I really wanted to. An invitation for a chess lesson after work because I want to learn the game, and one of the best chess players I know happens to be a former intern. Or maybe it's just a text out of the blue that reads, "I miss you guys." From mock interviews to "I got this job" is great, but just making new lifetime friends is the best thing ever. Our entire department has embraced Project Search. Each intern is different. Each one has different skill sets and different goals. We are very fortunate to have someone on staff that matches up extremely well for each and every intern. From filing and office work, to detailing vehicles, to computer data entry, to cleaning the shop or working alongside a mechanic. The overall impact on our department is so tremendously positive. From a university standpoint, all I can say is, if you are not involved with Project Search, you are simply missing out. Thank you.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of insight into how our supervisors really enjoy having our students in their departments. Butch is one that will take any intern with any skill set, and he will help them build on those skills. And that's kind of key for all of our internship sites. We want our students to be a benefit to the department, and we want the department to benefit our students and help them to gain those job skills. Here are some of our graduates. From left to right, we have Emily Pretzer. She did an internship at ISU Surplus and absolutely loved it. So much that her and her supervisor bonded so much that they decided that they wanted to hire her when she graduated from the program. So Emily continues to work at ISU Surplus. And she does a lot. She does price tagging, she works the register, all sorts of things. Next, we have Josh. Josh works with Ames Bottles and Cans. He typically works in the glass department, so he takes the glass from the front when people bring it in, he'll count them, and then he'll bring the paper listing what types of bottles they brought and bring it to the front so that people can be paid for the items that they bring. He also works as a sorter, so they have these big tables that you can see in the picture, and they have to sort all the cans and bottles based on the manufacturer. So it's a pretty tough job, and it's not for the weak. It can get pretty intense. Then we have Paul. So Paul works in ISU dining at Union Drive Marketplace. He is one again who he did his internship in dining, and he was adamant for the rest of the year, I'm going to work at dining. I'm going to work at dining. So I encouraged him to talk to his supervisor and advocate for himself. And he did just that. And he now works part-time, doing all sorts of things. So he typically works in the deli department, but he'll fill in really wherever they need. His favorite place, though, is the pizza. He loves working at the pizza station. And then we have Connor. So Connor works at Hy-Vee. He worked there part-time during Project Search, and then I assisted him with attempting to go full-time. So he was a bagger and a courtesy, and now he is working in many departments. He's working in the cans and bottles. He's working in stocking. He's helping out in the dairy department. I just checked in with him the other day, and he said that he's getting closer to full-time hours. So that's amazing. So here's our entrance considerations. So we have our interns, excuse me, between the ages of 18 to 30, have a high school diploma or a GED equivalent, have a documented disability, either intellectual disability, developmental disability, or autism spectrum disorder, maintain appropriate behavior and social skills in the workplace without immediate supervision. So basically just that means if there's someone in the area, they're able to do their tasks independently and ask for help when needed, and committed to getting a job and putting in the extra effort. We do have a lot of material that we cover within the 9 months of our program year. So it's very, very, very important that these students are coming in ready to learn, ready to do the work, and they want to work following the program. Criteria for program participation includes qualify for vocational rehabilitation funding, have reliable transportation, have independent daily living skills, maintain appropriate behavior and social skills in the workplace without immediate supervision, take direction from supervisors, and be able to communicate effectively. Our working definition of employment is employment in an integrated setting, year-round work. So we don't want temporary or seasonal work. We want our students to be able to work year-round. 16 hours a week or more, making over minimum wage. And you can just look at this cute picture of Sam. Our applications are out right now. You can find them on the ARC website or by emailing me or Trisha, which our emails will be at the end. They are due March 31st, and then we'll start doing interviews. So those interviews consist of you coming to the ARC office. We schedule an interview with the participant, and we just kind of discuss the application, we ask questions, and just get to know that applicant and kind of what their plan is, what they want. And then we typically do selections early May. Our student notification letters are sent out immediately after our selections. And then I will bring the students in once they are accepted into our program. I'll bring them in to do a skills assessment over the summer, typically in June. And that just gives me an idea of their reading comprehension, their math skills, and some things, just kind of things that I need to know to be able to facilitate orientation, and help them figure out, help me figure out what they need to be successful. Our first day of the program would be August 18th, 2025. First internship start date is 2 weeks following that, so right after Labor Day, it's September 2nd. And then our graduation is in May of, not 2025, it's 2026. So we follow the Iowa State academic calendar. Our orientation starts a week before the students start, and then we have orientation the week before and the first week of students. And then the week after classes start, that's when we start our internships. We do have a class for Monday and Tuesday over Thanksgiving break when the Iowa State students are gone. And then we have 2 weeks over winter break that we would have class instead of going to internships. Lastly, we do have a Facebook page where we share a lot of the information that we provide. The application will be on there tomorrow. We post pictures of all of our interns. We do intern spotlights. Any updates on Project Search typically come through our Facebook page as well. So that's a really great resource for those of you who are interested in learning more about Project Search. Otherwise, I do have all of our contact information here. Please feel free to reach out to myself, Trisha, or Linda. We can answer your questions. If you're interested in learning more, you can always call me and or email me, and we can schedule a time for you to come visit with me, either via, I can explain over the phone. You can come into our classroom. We can talk about the internships. We do have people come in and visit us periodically to kind of figure out what the program looks like and decide if that's the right program for them. So please feel free to reach out to us at any time for questions. Does anyone have any questions for me about the program?
Do you get rides from Boone?
Do we have what?
Rides from Boone?
So typically that would be up to me or the case.
Do what, honey?
I'm sorry, I could.
Did you say it'd be up to the case manager?
Yeah,
so
not
provide.
Okay.
So it would be family. Create a case. Sometimes they get funding for through their case.
Okay.
Does Voc Rehab have anything to do with transportation?
No.
Okay. But a case manager could possibly arrange for that.
Correct.
Okay.
Waiver
serve.
You have transportation.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Hi. I do have a question, just regarding like the amount of applications versus interns that you accept.
So typically we don't turn away applicants if we think they'll benefit from the program. We typically don't turn them away. As long as I've been here, which this is I'm on my 3rd year, we haven't turned away anybody who has the funding through IVRS and would benefit from the program. Yes, Carla.
So Voc Rehab, according to our contract, we contract to support 8 interns.
Yes. Yep. So thanks, Carla. So we could take up to 8 interns per year.
So do you have like a waiting list or ever?
So we typically don't have a waiting list. We take in all the applications, do the interviews, and then we figure out from there. If we have students that we think would benefit from our program, but they aren't selected for this program year, we can hold their application and then consider them the next program year as well.
Okay. And then I did get a chance to kind of look through the application a little bit.
Yeah.
So idea for references, if we don't have like a good job history, what do you suggest?
If they've done any volunteer work, we typically have their teachers as references, or if they have case managers. I mean, even neighbors that they interact with have been references. It's very open.
Okay,
Their vocational counselor could, if they have a vocational counselor and that counselor is willing to be a reference, that's acceptable as well.
Yes.
okay. Good to know. And then just following up as far as like the transportation, where like on campus is this, or how do?
Absolutely. So we're located in the School of Education, which is in Lago Marcino Hall. It's right on the
Okay.
corner of Pamel Drive and Stang. So we have a bus stop right outside of our building where we do transportation. And then we have students and parents just pull in and park. If the student drives themselves, then they can park in the commuter lot and ride the free bus over to Lago Marcino. But we're pretty accommodating to transportation needs.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. If there is no more questions, you can we can go ahead and leave the meeting. I will remind you again, please, take a picture of our information, share it. This PowerPoint and everything else will be the video recording will be on Facebook once I kind of figure out how to do that. And so you can always come back to it. Please feel free to email us and reach out. We would love to talk to all of you. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.